Yes, good evening everyone. Hello Chirag, how are you now?
Good evening, sir.
Okay, so today's topic for ED is hybrid warfare. Okay, so yes, it is live session also, those who are joining on YouTube. So welcome to all of you. So this is ED session, editorial discussion session. What we are doing, we are daily discussing one important topic relevant to your UPSC examination, both for prelims and mains examination, and it is currently in news, much debated, and yes, in-depth perspective is required for all of you. We are also providing you a detailed booklet of that particular topic so that you can revise it later and prepare your content, prepare your notes also. Simultaneously, I am providing you additional notes for all of you, like this one. Short notes, one page note I call it, a last minute revision note that we should have related to all those current affairs important topic, especially for मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से आपको तैयारी भी करनी है, आपके खुद के शॉर्ट नोट्स तैयार करने हैं हर एक टॉपिक्स के रिलेटेड, राइट? ओके, सो टुडेज टॉपिक, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट. Hybrid warfare. First of all, we'll see the context, why it is in news. Then we'll try to understand the definition, the meaning. Then we'll try to understand its components. Mechanism, how this warfare is carried out. We'll try to understand the details. Conceptual understanding is very important. How this particular hybrid warfare as a new phenomenon, we can say, that is emerging. Thereafter, we'll try to understand what are threats to India from this hybrid warfare. Then thereafter, we'll try to understand the present preparedness related to it, way forward. Okay, those who have joined on Zoom session, you have this one page note also, you can download it, read it later. So context, how it is related to our syllabus topic. First of all, yes, you tell me which part. Security, GS3 part. Okay, so hybrid warfare, or it can be also related to international relations, but generally security related angle से जब भी question आता है तो it is part of GS3, we can say, internal security part. Okay, so context, yes, context we can understand. First of all, Ukraine-Russia war is going on, and this war is being called as now part of hybrid warfare. This is being implemented here by both countries. Then thereafter, there are also concerns related to China and India being considered as start of hybrid warfare. We will try to understand the mechanism. There I will explain you all these things. There was recently a research paper by ORF Foundation, whether India is prepared to deal with hybrid warfare, what should be done. So with that context, we are going to discuss this particular definition. Hybrid warfare. See, traditional warfare and hybrid warfare, we'll try to understand the differences also, but it is different from the traditional warfare in a sense that it is having unconventional plus conventional methods of warfare. Second, multi-domain, involvement of multi-domain. Okay, multi-domain means different sectors, areas, be it political, economic, social angles, so different domains. At a time, different domains are attacked in the hybrid warfare, and there can be, we can say that with or without direct hostilities, open hostilities with that country. this is the way we can define, we can say that hybrid warfare. So hybrid warfare is a warfare which involves unconventional plus conventional, we can say, strategies, warfare strategies. It involves multi-domain aspect, or we can say at a time different domains are opened for warfare, and it involves, we can say that with or without direct hostilities. It can be with hostilities, direct hostilities, or without direct hostilities. It can be carried out in this manner. So with these unique characteristics, you can define the hybrid warfare. Understood? Now let's talk about the differences. Okay, because after understanding this difference between hybrid and traditional warfare, you will better understand how it is being implemented nowadays by different countries. Okay, traditionally we know that there is, we can say, generally open warfare. Conventional methods are largely used here. Focus on both unconventional as well as conventional methodologies, right? जैसे कि यहाँ पे क्या होगा, warfare direct army, navy or air force is directly involved there in military operations. So here direct hostilities or confrontation may not be there. Understood? Second important, we can say that difference is here the focus is on deterrence. Okay, that can be like through nuclear capabilities, creating deterrence. This is the conventional methodology of warfare, है ना? Like we have this Russia and USSR and what we can say USA had during Cold War era. Deterrence, right? So this was conventional or traditional methodology, but here the focus is not on much deterrence. Rather here the focus is on directly exploiting weak areas in different domains. This is the methodology. Then here there was involvement, or we can say that this could have been dealt or could be dealt directly by armed forces, but here collaboration is required. Collaboration not only within the government departments, but government plus, we can say, civil society organizations plus private sector plus international cooperation. Collaboration at different levels and among different organizations is required to deal with this. This is very important difference. Here armed forces, they can deal with this at borders directly. Okay, it is not affecting. One more difference is basically here only border areas are affected. Now here we can say that all territory is at threat, right? One more important here, we can say it was having limited impact on civilian aspect. This was actually the traditional or conventional warfare, no? War ethics or just war theory, what it talks about? Do not harm the civilians. What we are seeing in Russia and Ukraine war, they are directly attacking the civilian areas, urban cities. This is hybrid warfare. And how they are doing this? With the help of technology. So here you can see that increased, we can say, impact on civilian life and structures. Okay, so civilian life is disrupted on large scale here in this. Then further, what is the major few other differences? Okay, so traditional or conventional warfare is largely limited to border areas. Also we can say that less impact on the civilian aspect. Here the focus was on, we can say that, quantity of warheads, quantity of manpower, number of manpower. This was the focus, right? That acted as a deterrence. Here focus is on technology, use of technology, a misuse, I would say. है ना, cyber technology, or we can say cyber threats, cyber attacks that are being carried out. The modern new technologies, AI is there, or robotics is there. So yes, unmanned air vehicles, all these are being, drones are being used, misused. ये hybrid warfare है. This is what hybrid warfare. Understood? Yes, those who are joining online, good evening everyone. We are talking about the hybrid warfare. Presently we are comparing between hybrid warfare and traditional warfare. Okay, so now you have understood the difference. Let's say there is question directly related to this. What is, how hybrid warfare is different from the traditional warfare? ऐसा question आ सकता है, right? There can be question like this. Okay. Now, let's talk about unique features, components, we can say, of this hybrid. What kind of, let's say, components are involved here? Yes, one of the conventional aspect is of course military operations. But when we talk about unconventional aspect, so here economic pressure or sanctions, diplomatic pressure, then cyber threats, cyber warfare, social, we can say, pressure, spread of misinformation, fake news. All of these are also, we can say, that components or kind of areas through which the hybrid warfare is, we can say, done by any country. Okay, yes, online students, those who have joined, yes, you can ask any question in the comment box if you are having any question. Now, after understanding this, let's try to understand how India is facing these threats. Before that, let's talk about, yes, pardon me, let's talk about how this hybrid warfare is carried out. Let's first talk about that. This is done, right? Okay, mechanism. How this hybrid, some technical words that you can also mention in your answer. Okay, so in first, what they try to do is they try to demotivate. Okay, they try to demotivate. How they are trying to demotivate? Okay, let's say one country is doing hybrid warfare with other country, or the non-state actors in other country is trying to do the hybrid warfare with particular country. There can be non-state actors like terrorist organizations, organized criminals, all those are non-state actors, right? So they are also pursuing this hybrid warfare kind of thing, terrorist organizations. Okay, so demotivate, how they are doing demotivation here? Try to understand this one. What they will do? They will try to influence media. They will try to influence media. They will try to highlight problems in that country. Like for example, if you take example of India. Okay, so what US tries to do with India, they will try to always highlight the human rights issue. Or what US does with China, they will try to always say that China is doing some kind of expansionist policy in South China Sea. It is actually violating the international law. It is not following the global rule, global order. बार बार यही बोलते रहना मीडिया में. Okay, they are having a human rights violation in of Uyghurs in Xinjiang province. Try to remember this. ये लिखना है example के दौर पे आपको. US and China. Understood? Right. So basically they are trying to create image, negative image. Okay, in the media, at the global platforms, ये पहला demotivate करना शुरू करें. Thereafter they will try to destabilize. Destabilize. How they are doing this destabilization? They will try to influence political processes like elections. They will try to indirectly influence the electoral process. Okay, they will try to influence through economic pressure. they will try to exploit the social, we can say, weaknesses. They will try to exploit the social weaknesses that are present in the society. Economic sanctions. So through this, basically through society, economy, social, economic and political aspects, cultural aspects, they will try to weaken the country. इसको बोला जाता है destabilization. For example, I am telling you one example. What US did in Gulf countries during 1970s, 80s, 90s. What they did there? They tried to supply the arms to the rebels there. No, क्या किया उन्होंने? वहां के जो rebellions थे उनको arms supply कर दिया. They revolted against the government. Destabilization. Now, once the country is destabilized, it becomes weaker. It is not able to, economy becomes weaker. Society is not having as a unity. So, social capital is affected. Economic capital is affected. And this reduces the overall comprehensive national power of that country. CNP, you can use this word in your answer because UPSC itself asks question in ethics paper. CNP. Okay, destabilize. Understood now? Let's talk about next one. Here, indirect attack. In indirect attack, what they are doing? In indirect attack, they are playing the proxy wars. Okay, proxy wars, what they will do here again, they will try to promote terrorism, insurgency. They will supply arms, they will supply money, funding to these organizations. They in turn will carry out activities there. Okay, so then organized criminals, cyber attacks. This is indirect attack. So no direct hostilities or military operations. Indirect attack कर रहे हैं, and this is now having huge toll on countries, economy, society, polity. इससे अभी impact दिखने लगा है. यहां तक ना impact दिख नहीं रहा था. देखो, destabilize, demotivate, impact नहीं दिख रहा था. अभी यहाँ पे impact दिखेगा of that warfare. Okay, then here we should understand and try to relate how Pakistan or Pakistan based non-state actors or Chinese state, how it is playing proxy war, how it is actually affecting the country through economic pressure or trying. What happened during COVID-19? Actually, during COVID-19, China's capitalists invested in Indian companies, and through FDI, what they tried to do, they tried to take the control over Indian companies. Okay, so this is one strategy, economic pressure, because decision making is now in their hands. ठीक है, so this is one method. Then there are cyber attacks. Okay, the attacks that were carried out in AIMS, ठीक है, recent AIMS attacks, you remember, तो इसका location चाइना में मिला है. Primary investigation. So primary investigation actually leads to China. There are many fake apps which are actually taking out the information, important information of the people, prominent personalities. तो ये जो हम इसको बोलते हैं proxy war. It is proxy war, right? Indirect attack. Then there is final direct open attack. Here we can say that military operations, confrontation, open confrontation. So here the conventional aspect, here till that time unconventional aspect. Generally country do not resort to this last one because there will be loss to that country also, no? क्योंकि ये अगर वॉर वेज करेगा तो दूसरा भी डायरेक्ट अटैक करेगा, उसको रीजन मिल गया. टिल दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम देयर वाज लेट्स से ऑलवेज रीजन टू डिनाई दैट वी आर नॉट डूइंग दिस, है ना. जैसे चाइना क्या बोलता है, वी डोंट फॉलो दिस, वी फॉलो ग्लोबल रूल बेस्ड ऑर्डर. चाइना बोलता है हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे, ये हमारा ही है, डिनाई करेगा. ठीक है, बट यहां पर जब वो खुद अटैक करेगा, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल रशिया अटैक यूक्रेन, नाउ यूक्रेन हैज अ क्लियर वी कैन से दैट motivation to we can say defend it, right? So as a sovereign country it is having this right to defend, तो वो भी अटैक करेगा अभी, right? So in this manner you should know the mechanism. This is very important, and if the question is from hybrid warfare, there can be question like this. तो ये आपको mechanism diagram draw करके ऐसे दिखाना आना चाहिए.
This will be uploaded, right?
Which one? हाँ, yeah, not this one. We have this one page note, and वहाँ पे भी मैंने ये लिखा हुआ है. Okay, maximum things. Okay, so fine. Now you have understood it. Now how India is facing threats. All these things. See, first of all, cyber attacks. मैं यहाँ पे चाइना लिखता हूँ, ठीक है? चाइना की तरफ से क्या क्या हो रहा है? Economy. Then society, or we can say instead of society we will write here that insurgency, or Maoism, Naxalism, this philosophy. Okay, then thereafter okay, cyber attacks, economy, this aspect is there. Then direct confrontation, LAC, Ladakh. Indirect we can say that confrontation is also being carried out. जैसे हम बोल सकते हैं कि श्रीलंका में it is trying to invest in Sri Lanka, trying to build up the infrastructure, so it is also indirect threat to India, right? String of pearls policy, China. It is hybrid warfare, kind of we can say part of hybrid warfare. यहाँ से लिखते हैं पाकिस्तान, and we can say Pakistan state and non-state actors both. Okay, terrorist organizations based in Pakistan. What they are doing? They are now, okay, originally we know that militancy is part of, we can say, their warfare strategy. But nowadays what they are doing? They are using technology. Okay, technology they are using, like drones. They are using drones to deliver the arms, drugs, fake currencies. Okay, so all this technology, use of technology. Thereafter we know that organized crimes are organized criminals. They are having some kind of collaboration with terrorist organizations, organized criminals. So drug trafficking, human trafficking, arms smuggling, so all this part. Thereafter Taliban has emerged as a threat, new threat we can say, for Jammu and Kashmir militancy, be it like that. Or yes, new kind of threats are there in militancy, you mention here. What we are, new attacks, new nature of attacks we can say. What is that? Lone wolf attack, sleeper cells, lone wolf attack. Now we cannot say directly that Pakistan se hua hai. Pakistan will deny it, of course. But yes, it is motivated or indirectly supported by the state and non-state actors there, right? So new kinds of attack, lone wolf attack, or hybrid terrorists जिनको बोला गया है. Hybrid terrorists are those people who let's say they are living normal civilian life, right? And when they are given tasks, they are doing it, and then again they are immediately going back into the society. It is very challenging for security forces to identify them, deal with them, or respond such swiftly or quickly. It is becoming very difficult, challenging, new kind of warfare. Then radicalization, use of technology for radicalization, terrorist organization, social media. There are very let's say large number of cases. People, youth, they are influenced on social media, radicalized, they are leaving country to fight for ISIS. ये हमने देखा है, right? So hybrid warfare, non-state actors. So India faces all these threats. Along with that, there is also concern related to communal harmony in the country that is exploited. ठीक है, तो communal divide that is there in the country, that is exploited by these external state and non-state actors. ठीक है, so whenever there is communal riot in the country or something like that, Pakistan government will comment on it. They will let's say something on UN platform. Okay, yes, of course we also give reply for that, but I'm telling you that how they are exploiting these situations. Okay, so this further actually polarize the society. Polarization of society happens because of this. Use these terms in your answers, key terms. Now you have understood this. Let's try to understand what is the present level of India's preparedness. Whether India is prepared to deal with this. What India is doing for that. Okay, so yes, in the cyber domain, what we have cyber policy. Okay, National Cyber Policy 2013. Then for cyber aspects so related, what we have. So yes, the other aspects like cyber policy. After that, we have what you can say Center for Critical Infrastructure, protection of critical infrastructure. Okay, protecting critical infrastructure and critical information infrastructure. What is this? Critical information. Already UPSC has asked question in prelims examination. Critical information infrastructure. So critical infrastructure is basically the government establishments, departments, ministries, important we can say that strategic infrastructure जिसको हम बोलते हैं, be it defense establishment, DRDO, ISRO, government departments, ministries, all this is critical infrastructure. Now all this critical infrastructure is using some kind of information infrastructure, ICT. Okay, that infrastructure is called as CII, critical information infrastructure, and that needs to be protected. There is separate agency and that is created under this provisions of policy for that. Then what we have for dealing with the cyber crimes, we have at national level, what is that body name, क्या बोलते हैं हम उसको, CERT, sorry, ठीक है, CERT is there, right? So what is this Computer Emergency Response Team India, ठीक है, national level पे, and there are different department level now CERT are being created, department level also. So yes, several measures are being carried out. There is Cyber Surakshit Bharat, we can say particular initiative to train CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers by the private organizations, private companies who have expertise in the cyber. ये India का preparedness है, but still we can see that we are not that much prepared. ठीक है, we know that the more and more sophisticated kind of cyber attacks are being carried out. Like just now we discussed in the DTRS lecture, अगर आपने 5 बजे देखा होगा, DTRS सेशन में हमने एक नया टाइप का साइबर क्राइम देखा है, साइबर अटैक. व्हाट इज दैट? acoustic साइडलाइन अटैक. acoustic मतलब क्या है? ये साउंड से रिलेटेड. So what they are doing here, through a different kind of sound that is coming out of electronic system. जैसे ATM होता है ना, so ATM में अलग अलग बटन दबाने के बाद अलग अलग आवाज आती है, देखिए. That is recorded and they are trying to crack the password, trying to utilize that for their advantage. Cyber frauds. ठीक है. So this is called as acoustic, we can say attacks. This is how the sophisticated cyber attacks are getting. We need to strengthen the capability of our organizations here. We'll talk about way forward later. India's preparedness in terms of defense establishment, we have integrated theater commands. The one located in Andaman and Nicobar, integrated theater commands we have, where all 3 armed forces are basically collaborating. Then we have within defense, we have cyber cells. Thereafter we have intelligence. For intelligence bureau we have a separate intelligence bureau, and thereafter within defense we have defense intelligence unit, DIU. हॉलीडे में जो अक्षय कुमार होता है वो उसी का होता है, ठीक है. मूवी देखी होगी हॉलीडे, उसमें अक्षय कुमार जो आता है एक छुट्टी लेके 1 महीने की, वो उसकी डिपार्टमेंट का होता है, डिफेंस इंटेलिजेंस यूनिट वाला, ठीक है ना. Okay, so India's preparedness, other angles, other areas, if we talk, we have other law enforcement agencies like NIA is there, dealing with the terrorist organizations, right? We have stricter legal regime under UPA Act. So all this we can talk about preparedness, law enforcement agencies and all. All right. Yes, of course, we have strong democratic institutions, strong society, social cohesion, and we have rich, we can say, culture, heritage of unity and integrity within the country, despite of, we can say, cultural diversity, ethnic diversity, religious diversity. But still, further, we can say that things are needed here in terms of way forward. What we can say in way forward? Let me show the notes itself. Yes, the key terms are very important here. Use such terms directly in answer. ठीक है, ऐसे ही आंसर में यूज करने हैं ये terms. What are these? Whole of the government approach. Whole of the government means here all government departments and we can say sectors, be it defense, be it IT, be it we can say that the civilian angle, civilian administration, everyone should join the hands. Whole of the government approach. They should coordinate with each other. There should be collaborative approach to deal or respond in a particular situation if such kind of scenario appears. Agile approach. Again, use this term in answer. Agile approach. What is the agile? Flexibility should be there in response. Adaptability should be there in response. We should not be rigid in response. ऐसा हुआ तो ऐसा ही करना है. We should be adapting to the situation and try to have response to that particular situation, and rapid response, efficient response. Within short period of time there should be response. Okay, delayed response will result into loss of life and property on large scale in such kind of attacks in hybrid warfare. Agile approach, ये term use करना है. Okay, yes, we have taken these terms from research paper. Try to understand this. ये काफी important terms है जो आप internal security में use कर सकते हैं आपके answers. Then yes, of course, there should be comprehensive threat assessment regarding hybrid warfare, in which different domains such kind of warfare is being carried out by external state and non-state actors. Along with that, we should be also understanding the level of threat, whether it is a small initial level threat or whether it is, it needs to be dealt with a hard approach, hard response. ये सारा assessment होना चाहिए. And that assessment should not, skip any small thing that may affect in future. Okay. Then strengthen the response. How we can strengthen? Yes, strengthening the capabilities of institutions. Institutional mechanisms needs to be reformed. They should be made flexible, agile to provide rapid response. Effective coordination among the institutions and the machinery. Use of technology, yes, new technology जो है, be it cyber technology or the new kinds of technology जो drones है, बाकी सारी चीजें है, उसका use करना चाहिए. Then data analysis, yes, of course, for intelligence, of course, there will be loads of data that needs to be analyzed to identify, pinpoint the intelligence. ठीक है, तो data analysis, improving intelligence, yes, of course, the kind of intelligence that needs to be, we can say that फर्दर फाइन ट्यून. ठीक है, इंटेलिजेंस जो है, इंटेलिजेंस गैदरिंग हो या फिर इंटेलिजेंस एनालिसिस हो, सारी चीजों पे हमें इंप्रूवमेंट करने की जरूरत है. प्रोटेक्टिंग सीआई एंड सीआई, जस्ट नाउ आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड क्रिटिकल इंफॉर्मेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. both needs to be protected, as it is very important from the defense and strategic perspective for any country. Let's talk about example of nuclear power plant. Let's say if the nuclear power plant is compromised through cyber attacks, that is going to be huge compromise in the national security. Okay, so we need to protect this. Now, strengthening the democratic institutions and governance. Yes, this is also important. Democratic institutions, be it in terms of electoral process or the parliamentary aspect, legislative aspects. So all these institutions needs to be strengthened. There should not be any faction, or we can say that any non-state actor or state actor, external state actors, they are influencing these democratic institutions. That is going to be huge blow because once the democracy or democratic institutions are compromised, that is going to be creating huge problem within the country. It is going to weaken the country. Governance aspect involves three: public sector, that is government, private sector and civil society organization or civil society. ये जो collaboration है जिसको हम governance बोलते हैं, we need to also strengthen civil society and private sector. So if the private sector is collaborating with the foreign, we can say that companies, these companies should not have any vested interest. ये भी check करने की जरूरत है यहाँ पर. Civil society, yes, nowadays there are many cases where the external state actors are influencing the NGOs. With vested interest, they are actually stalling the economic projects in the country. IB report, CBI report related to this. ठीक है, तो this is going to create the problem. Already UPSC has asked question related to this CSO, internal security वाला part. All right, then international cooperation is must nowadays. Why? Because this is being carried out in a remote manner. दूसरी कंट्री में बैठ के वो अटैक कैरी आउट कर रहा है हमारे कंट्री में. This is what the situation is. That's why the intelligence related to that non-state actor from that country's law enforcement agencies is very important. International cooperation. So largely it is related to intelligence sharing, information sharing in a real-time manner. In a real-time manner. Yes. Build resilience. This is very important. Again, institutional as well as societal. So in terms of institution, resilience is very important. So any kind of attack is happening, be it cyber attack or other kind of attack. So the institutions should be able to give the right response, effective response, and yes, in less amount of time. Effect जो है उसका कम होना चाहिए. Loss of, we can say that infrastructure, property aspect, that should be reduced. Like for example, what happened in AIMS? We are not prepared as an institution. We are not having alternate servers also. ठीक है, जो अल्टरनेट सर्वर्स होने चाहिए इमीडिएटली अगर कोई एक सर्वर कॉम्प्रोमाइज होता है, ये इंस्टीट्यूशनल रेजिलियंस नहीं है, ये दिखाई देता है. ओके, देन सोसाइटल रेजिलियंस. हाउ? यस, if suppose any let's say particular communal violence is happening or riots are happening, the society should not get divided easily. There should be more and more social cohesion, unity, and that can be created by more and more, we can say that intermingling, sharing of the culture, and the government should itself promote through various platforms such kind of we can say cohesion and create such kind of cohesion. Appropriate word, social capital, you can talk about cultural heritage, unity and integrity, all these things. Fine. So yes, you can write this in way forward. There can be question, there can be let's say it can be used in what you can say your PSIR optional subject, उसमें भी आपको इस तरीके से question आ सकता है ना? Yes, online students, any question related to this? Have you understood the topic? Yes, those who are online on YouTube. Okay then, so yes, you can download the study material, it is there in the description. ठीक है? Yes, any question? Fine? Okay, let us stop then. Fine.